Bethlehem, would you consider yourself woke?
To an extent, yes.
Have you seen the new Snow White movie?
No, I have not. Just because I don't like the main actress, because I find her annoying. But that's more of like a personal thing than it is anything else. You know?
Yeah, I know a lot of people find her annoying. I also find what's that the chick who plays Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel,
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. I find Brie Larson annoying.
I love Brie Larson, so I'm gonna say you're off base with that one.
I can't stand her.
It's just because she's blonde, you don't like her.
Damn.
Maybe I don't like blondes.
Damn.
Have you guys heard of like the kind of the reviews? So first of all, I thought this movie came out years ago because I feel like I've heard about it for like the past 3-4 years.
You have. They stopped production because she was under fire. And so there was talk about her not being Snow White and them doing like recast. Because it was supposed to come out like 2-3 years ago. That's why they did all the press for it. But no, yeah. So they just recently, I guess they still came out with it, which was a bad idea in my opinion. But maybe they just did it like from a financial standpoint. Like it's better to come out with something than nothing and like lose out completely. But I haven't heard anyone talk about this movie whatsoever.
I mean, I've been hearing people talking about it, just not in glowing terms. Like so far, it's been all bad, or at the very least, they're like it's okay. Like if it's on, you had Wingstop. Like if you see it on the TV or something, just randomly, and you got nothing else to do, maybe you could watch it.
But who's doing that? Everybody is streaming something. Nobody's just watching cable randomly.
Yeah, you would have to go out of your way to pick it now.
Yeah.
Those were the good old days when like movies would just randomly come on cable. You're like, oh, you know what? I forgot I like this movie. And you would just sit there and watch a movie that you wouldn't have watched otherwise with commercials.
Mm-hmm. You're like, yeah, I got a few extra minutes. I could sit down and finish this.
Keep talking.
Oh,
I had to blow my nose. Sorry. Don't stop. Continue.
anytime they do the live action remakes, nah, I'm out. Just instantly out. So
Well, Cinderella was a good one. That was a good remake.
I never saw that.
You should see it. That was actually that's pretty solid.
Who knows? We'll see. It took me a month to finish Squid Games. So
Which is ridiculous.
Was the remake of Cinderella better than the original movie? Was it a necessary remake?
Here's the thing. I don't think anything's really necessary, but from like a film standpoint, it was very beautifully crafted and put together. The acting was really well made, the design, the animation, everything was really like it was just something really nice visually, kind of like Avatar. Like why is Avatar 3 hours long? Because it's a nice visual experience type of movie. That's how I feel about Cinderella. I mean, we don't really need another one because we know how it ends and what happens. So necessity, no. Nice to look at, sure.
So it's like a trophy girlfriend.
You wouldn't know, but yeah,
damn.
Wow. Or it's like when I'm a trophy boyfriend.
you're not one, but yeah, sure.
Ooh. Wait. Okay. So my question is, you asked about wokeness. What is this? How do they correlate? Woke and Snow White.
So a lot of the issues that people have with the Snow White version that they come up with now is like they're trying to be so woke that they screwed up a lot of like the core elements of the original film. Like, have you seen any of the CGI for the dwarves?
No.
They're monstrosities.
I have not, but I also did hear they didn't want to hire real dwarves. Not dwarves, little people, sorry.
Little people. Yeah. You can call them either way.
I think dwarves is also still a. I mean, I think that's dwarves is like the medical.
Just dwarfism, yeah. Which also just feels right to say.
Yeah. It's like black people that don't say the N-word.
Yeah.
So I guess initially they hired like 7 hippies or something to play these roles, and then everyone saw that and they're like, "What the heck is this?" But they hired these 7 hippies because they didn't want to hire real little people because they didn't want to offend little people because of what Tyrion Lannister. What's his name? Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage is like. Yeah, the Peter Dinklage said like Hollywood shouldn't just be hiring little people for these roles, and like Peter Dinklage being Peter Dinklage, Hollywood took that and ran with it, and then there was a bunch of other little people actors that are like, actually we want jobs, like we want to be able to like work. So if you got little people roles, we'll take them. I guess that was ignored. They hired a bunch of hippies. Everyone saw the hippies. They're like, what the heck is this? So then they got rid of the hippies and added some CGI monstrosities.
I feel like they misinterpreted his message.
I'm sure they did.
I feel like they misinterpreted his message because I feel like he said it in a way as like you shouldn't just hire little people for little people roles. Like they can take on like other roles in film because I feel like that's how he would say it.
No, I'm sure it was.
Yeah, so I feel like I feel like it was like someone in the writers room like they just got really hung up on this and like kind of shot themselves in the foot by trying to be like too politically correct.
Too woke. They were trying too hard not to offend people. And then another part was the kiss at the end. Well, so okay, the prince.
Spoilers. No.
Yeah.
The prince was very problematic in the first. Like the first movie, the original movie was problematic. We can admit that.
Wait, what part? What?
In today's social consciousness, yes.
Yeah, this guy sees her from the road. He starts stalking her. He like hasn't interacted with her, and then he just kisses her while she's asleep. It's like, okay, that's problematic. We can admit that. We can admit that.
That depends who you ask, but okay.
I feel like that's an easy admission.
I won't kink shame. People have their thing, you know. Maybe there's a conversation off camera we didn't see. To call it straight up problematic is crazy, you know. I don't know the relationship, what went on.
The thing in the original was that people were saying like Snow White never gave consent. That's the thing, right?
See, but how do we know that? You know?
Exactly.
I mean, people have their thing. Everybody has their qualm. I'm not going to kink shame. You do what you need to do. Because obviously she woke up and kissed him again, so clearly she didn't say no, but that's fine. But yeah, I think that just depends on who you ask.
You understand, and you're wondering how we get all these creepy dudes. This is how from the original Snow White. That's how. So okay,
She didn't try hard enough.
so there's that. So they tried to add consent, and I guess this they added like they changed up the prince. Now he's not just a prince; he's like some random thief or something who's like fighting for the little guy. And they tried to add like a little line in one of the songs to make it consent. It's like, please kiss me awake. It's like, okay, there's the consent right there. We're good. So they added that. And then I guess, so I didn't even know this. Initially, she's named Snow White because apparently the reason she's supposed to be hot is because she's so dang pale. So
Yeah, white as snow.
which I mean, I think we can say that's problematic. It's like, yo, she hot because she pale, she white.
Straight colonialism, racism, all the isms.
Well, I guess you could call that problematic, but then again, you know, every small community has their qualm, you know? Who am I to you know, disapprove of their qualm? If that small town is really a fan of really pale people, is it right for me to say that they're wrong? You know?
Yeah, but it's not the small town. This is a movie being watched by millions of little kids around the world. So, you know, teaching them that white people are the only version of attractive, that could be a little problematic. It was a product of the time, so I'm not dissing the original. It also did a lot for animation and everything, so it was a revolutionary movie, but it had some problematic elements to it. So, we have to admit that. So they changed the reason her name was Snow White. So, basically, they just did a whole bunch of woke crap, which is what Disney's been doing in all their movies lately,
Wait, why is her name Snow White in the movie?
because she survived some violent snowstorm.
That's idiotic. Sorry, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's the problem, is a lot of this seems shoehorned in just to satisfy the woke crowd, but more on a surface level. Not that they actually care about any of these matters. It's just like, here it is. Hope you're happy. Give us your money. Like, none of it seems very genuine. It seems like all the elements that they kind of shoehorned in there, everyone can see through it. Like, yo, this. So I guess the movie didn't actually come out bad, but I think it came out bad because they called it Snow White. Like, they basically created a whole new character. If you're trying to make like this strong, independent woman who's like fighting to become the new queen of the land, make her a different character. Like, why are you trying to wokeify a character that already exists? It's kind of the same issue I have with them remaking Karate Kid, remaking Annie with some black actors. Make a new character. Why are you trying to blackify them? Like, it's just some money grab stuff. It pisses me off.
I wouldn't say it pisses me off. It's just like, it's just unnecessary.
It pisses me off because it's unnecessary for the sake of money. For the sake of money. Rather than like new ideas, they're just like taking old stuff, old classics, and kind of bastardizing them.
Yes. Like Mean Girls.
Oh,
In defense of Mean Girls, it's the same director. I think it's still Tina Fey, isn't it?
I know she was involved in some way.
I know she was involved, but they added like other characters that, I don't know, it just seemed like it was like very try hard.
Is Mean Girls Is that the one where like the sequel is it's a musical, right? It's based off Mean Girls the musical, isn't it?
Yeah,
So I think the mistake was trying to surprise people with that.
with the musical, try to sneak it in.
Yeah, I think the bait and switch is what got people. I think if they called it Mean Girls the musical, it would have done really well. It's like, oh yeah, okay, I like Mean Girls. I'll probably like Mean Girls the musical.
Yeah, Tina Fey wrote the screenplay, but yeah, it's based off the musical.
I guess they assumed people would just know because Renee Rapp is in the musical. Maybe they just assumed. They were wrong. They were wrong because I didn't know that. I was not made aware.
Either way, that's my gripe. Is just stop trying to blackify, stop trying to wokeify classic characters. Just make new characters.
Yeah, that's like something I've been hearing the last few years with like the whole. It's like they're trying so hard to please everybody and make something like a product, whether it's a movie, TV show, whatever. They want to make something that's like not gonna hurt anybody's feelings. Everybody like it's for everybody, but then that kind of it makes it for nobody. Like not even for fans of the original, not even for like people that are mildly interested in it. It's just like comes out like a weird, bland stutter.
And I think the misunderstanding with like the woke community is like the hardcore like social justice warriors. It's like they feel like everyone is offended by everything the way that person is. Like it seems like the loudest players of the woke community are offended by everything, and they assume everyone else is offended to the same degree that they are. It's like, nah, that's just you. Sit down. You don't speak for us all. That's my rant on woke community.